Business Focus, a production of the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, LJ Wilson, and today we have Joe Meyer, Executive Director of Shelter House, a nonprofit organization serving homeless families in Fairfax County, Virginia. And we also have Ellen Jennings, a CEO of BEI, a privately owned business that provides business class IT support to companies throughout the Washington, D.C. metro area. I want to welcome both of you to Business Focus. How are you doing today?
Great.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce Resourceful Women of the Reston Committee is really making a difference when it comes to helping local women and children at the Artemis House, which is also the domestic violence shelter. Recently, the committee helped to purchase 12 beds for new units acquired by the shelter. Also, 6 bed frames were donated by Belfort Furniture. Ellen, how did this fundraising effort come about?
Well, the Resourceful Women were looking for a volunteer or philanthropic activity, and we met people from the shelter, and their mission really resonated with who we are and what we wanted to do. So we decided to, we met with them. One of the needs that was identified was they were expanding, adding units, so they needed furniture.
Joe, how did Artemis House connection with the Resourceful Women of Reston Committee come about? Do you know about that?
Yes, it was through the Reston Chamber, and we have been members of the Reston Chamber for a very long time, and just going to networking events and having small businesses and different committees recognize and get to know Shelter House, they reached out to us. And they wanted this, they wanted to help us, and we were expanding, as Ellen said. We only had 34 beds in this entire county for victims of domestic violence for a population of 1.1 million people. That is not nearly enough. And we were able to expand 6 additional beds, and the Resourceful Women were able to help furnish those apartments.
Wow. Now, Ellen, Juliana Carter of Tailored Living was able to secure the bed frame donation with Belfort Furniture. How was the money raised for the mattresses?
Well, we decided to, among our membership, we set a goal of asking people to donate a bed. And we were looking for 12 beds. This is the actual institutional mattresses. So we put the word out through the chamber and through our membership, and people stepped up, and we really did it within a matter of a couple weeks. It really didn't take very long.
Wow.
So I think it was a cause that people really identified with and felt was very important.
Now, Joe, this whole event is really a testament to community engagement. How can other businesses engage with your organization?
Very similar to how the Resourceful Women have. You can learn more about us on our website at shelterhouse.org. We have a lot of needs. We also run 2 other shelters in Fairfax County for homeless families. It's really the children that we are focused on in all of our programs, and we have a lot of needs around all of our programs. So please visit shelterhouse.org. Contact me. There's a lot of contact information on our website. There's a lot of needs on our website. You can do clothing drives. You can do item drives. You can do tours of all of our shelters. Get to know who we are and what we do and some of the issues that are surrounding domestic violence and homelessness in our community.
So, Ellen, why did the Resourceful Women decide to connect with the Shelter House? Which is probably pretty obvious, but...
Well, I think, in looking for a volunteer mission and cause, we had met some of the people from Shelter House at the chamber activities, and it really resonated with who we are as a group. We're all women, we're all business people, we all are very active in the Reston community, and domestic violence is a cause that we could all identify with, not perhaps not personally, but as a larger issue. And I think it was something that we felt really resonated with our group.
Now, Ellen, can you tell me who are some of the women that make up the Resourceful Women of Reston Committee and how their talents are being utilized? I mean, you don't have to name everybody, but
Sure.
just their talents.
Well, we have our co-chairs are Diane Holland of Access National Bank and Juliana Carter of Tailored Living. Tailored Living had the relationship with Belfort Furniture, and they also donated some furniture that they had. And Diane Holland has her, her banking background and her contacts throughout the community. And there's a number of other women. My company is BEI. We do a lot of other community-involved efforts. We work with the high school, and we do a lot with the chamber. So I think, this is a group of people who want to be involved in the community and with the chamber, and we, feel like we're getting things done. We're having fun. We're getting to know each other, and it's good for our businesses too.
So, Joe, what are some other events that are taking place at the Shelter House that the community needs to know about?
Well, we have our annual benefit breakfast coming up on April 9th, which is another great way for individuals and small businesses and large businesses to get to know Shelter House. That's on April 9th at the Westwood Country Club at 7:30 in the morning. It's a free of charge event, but it is a benefit breakfast, and we're going to have 2 dynamic client speakers there to have the community learn about some of the avenues that they've had to go down to overcome their domestic violence situation and their homeless situation. So that's a huge event that we would love a lot of people to come to, just to understand the issues that we have. We also do tours of our shelters, as I mentioned before, and we just need phone calls, and we have groups come through our shelters on a regular basis just to learn more about how people are living and how people are getting out of the situations that they are.
Okay, guys, Ellen and Joe, tell me 3 reasons why giving back is worth it. Ellen, let's start with you.
Being part of the community is very important, and I think it's very personally rewarding. I think it also, from a business point of view, it makes sense because it gets people in your organization working together with a common goal. And the chamber is an important part of Reston, and we feel very good about being involved on that front.
And Joe?
And just to reiterate what Ellen said, I asked the question, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why not give back? Why not give back to the community that you live in? You're only making your community better.
Well, Ellen and Joe, thank you for joining me today. If you're interested in helping the Shelter House or attending the annual Changing Lives Breakfast, please visit www.shelterhouse.org. For information about the Resourceful Women of Reston Committee, please visit www.restonchamber.org. Again, this is Joe Meyer, Executive Director of Shelter House, a nonprofit organization serving homeless families and domestic violence victims, and Ellen Jennings, CEO of BEI and also a member of the Resourceful Women of Reston Committee. I'm your host, LJ Wilson, and thank you for watching Business Focus.